Hi, and welcome back to another episode of Low Carb Cocktails. Today we'll be jumping back in history to my favorite point in time for cocktails, and that's the Prohibition era. Pre-Prohibition, after Prohibition, during Prohibition. Some of the best cocktails around. They're simple and absolutely delicious and just an amazing burst of flavors. This cocktail is going to be the Knickerbocker. The Knickerbocker was given a name because of the Dutch immigrants that settled in New York. They wore their pants rolled up to the knee, and those were called knickers. And the Dutch people who wore those were called Knickerbockers. This cocktail dates back to 1862 and was first recorded in Jerry Thomas's Bartender's Guide. This is a rum cocktail full of flavor. We'll be using a gold rum, a lime juice, an orange liqueur, and raspberries. So let's get started. In our tin, we're gonna do a ½ ounce of raspberry syrup. You can purchase it or you can make it at home. This I made with some fresh raspberries and some allulose, which is 0 carbs. And I'll put a description below where you can pick up some allulose on Amazon. It is an affiliate link, so purchasing it through there does help me out, and I would really appreciate that. So we're gonna do a ½ ounce of a raspberry syrup. Because it was made with allulose, this is gonna have 0 carbs. ½ ounce of raspberry syrup. Next is 1 ounce of lime juice. Now, fresh lime juice would be 2.5 grams of carbs per ounce. We'll be using real lime. Now, I did contact them because, you know, some people, they'll have 0 carbs, but if it's less than ½ a carb or less than 1, they'll put 0. So I contacted them just to confirm this, that the serving size is a teaspoon. Is it 0 carbs in a teaspoon, a tablespoon, an ounce, and a cup? I sent them an email. They didn't respond. They said 3 to 5 days, so I decided to call them. And I talked to the representative about their nutritional information, and she said, and I quote, "Whether it has a teaspoon or a cup, it's still 0 carbs." That is coming directly from Real Lime Company themselves, which is owned by Dr. Pepper Snapple. So we'll do 1 ounce of lime juice. Again, if you wanted to use fresh, it's gonna taste a little bit better. It's gonna have 2.5 grams of carbs because we're using a 0 carb raspberry syrup. And next, our 0 carb orange liqueur, which is also made with allulose, that this could end up to 2.5 grams of carbs if you're using a fresh lime juice. Now, with our homemade orange liqueur, you can check out the video right here of my ultra low carb triple sec. The only thing I did different is I use an allulose now. So now we're down to 0 carbs rather than I was using Splenda before, and I did have some carbs in it. So now I'm going straight with allulose, 0 carbs. 1 ounce of, ½ ounce of our orange liqueur. Now, traditionally the recipe would call for a dry curacao. That's gonna have a whole lot of carbs in it, but that's why I make my own. Next is gonna be a gold rum. We'll be using Appleton Estates. Now, this one, you gotta be careful with the rums. Some rums will have added sugar in it. There's a good website you can go to, Fat Rum Pirates on hydrometer test. So if you Google Fat Rum Pirate hydrometer test, they have a whole bunch of them. And Captain Jimbo's Rum Project's another one. There's a link to that one from Fat Rum Pirates about which brands add sugar. Jamaican rums usually don't add sugar, but there are a few brands that do add sugar. We're gonna go with 2 ounces of a gold rum. There's our 2 ounces. Now, we're gonna add a little bit of ice, shake this up. All right, and in a rocks glass, we'll add some more fresh ice. Let's top that off a little better. And we'll strain this into here. All right, and to garnish, we're gonna be doing some raspberries and lime since those are our ingredients in the cocktail. And there's a whole bunch of ways you can do. You can just drop some in, throw a lime well on the side. We're gonna go a little fancy today. We're gonna go with some raspberries, alternating with limes. And there you have the Knickerbocker. let's go ahead and try this out. Man, that's so good. Very similar to a raspberry daiquiri. Raspberry daiquiri is going to use a raspberry simple syrup instead of a regular simple syrup with our lime juice and our rum. So the little gold rum, the blend of the Jamaican Appleton rum, delicious because Appleton Special Blend, I believe, is a blend of, I think it's 15 different aged rums. So that's a really great rum to use in this. So also guys, if you enjoy the content I'm putting out and you're in a position where you can support me, I do have a link for my Patreon page below. We have several different tiers of supporters. So please take a look at that. And if that's something you're willing to do or you can do, we would really appreciate that. So guys, y'all have a great day because after this one, I'll be having a great day too. See y'all later. Delicious.